Did Orlando Bloom attack Justin Bieber over Miranda Kerr?
Plus, Nick Jonas drops his brand new Chains music video.
And Iggy Azalea has a very big announcement.
All this and a whole lot more coming up on today's Rundown.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Hollywood Rundown. Jocelyn Davis filling in for Misty Kima today.
Hey, guys.
And wow, a big show today. And there's a Weird Wednesday coming up later on, so you don't want to miss that.
And speaking of weird, our top story is pretty weird, and Aaron's going to hook us up right now.
It should be weird, but at this point, I don't know if it's weird so much for Justin Bieber, who is in trouble yet again, but this time it may or may not have been his fault. Justin Bieber and Orlando Bloom were in a big old tiff in Ibiza, Spain, at a restaurant. Apparently a bunch of other celebrities were there, like randomly, like Diddy was there, Paris Hilton, who else? Lindsay Lohan.
Because why not? Why not when you're in Ibiza, I'll be at Cipriani enjoying the wee hours of the morning with Bieber and Orlando Bloom.
Oh my gosh. So, of course, this didn't really go that well because, as you all probably remember, back in the day in 2012, all the rumors were swirling that Justin Bieber hooked up with Orlando's then wife Miranda Kerr at a Victoria's Secret fashion show. And there was always this rumored to be bad blood between the two of them, but they aren't normally together.
No, not at all. And I have to say that, especially with their age gap, I believe it's 17 years.
Yeah.
I just never thought that we would see these two together. But obviously, when it comes to the ladies in their life, they do have a lot in common. What you pointed out with Miranda Kerr, that rumor's been circulating for years now. And then just a couple months ago, Orlando Bloom was spotted outside of Chelsea Handler's show here in Los Angeles, her stand-up show, smoking a cigarette, and Selena Gomez was just sitting next to him on the curb, which immediately sparked romance rumors.
Right.
So lots of feuding going
Well, all
on
of this
here.
came to a head. All of these rumors came to a big old head at Cipriani at this restaurant. Justin Bieber apparently walks into the restaurant. Some sources are saying Justin extended his hand to shake Orlando Bloom's hand, and Orlando refused. And Justin decided to say something really mean and nasty about him sleeping with Miranda Kerr. He said something to the effect of she was good.
Right. Well, at least this is what we're hearing. There's a lot of stories, a lot of conflicting stories. No, is anyone ever going to know?
I know.
But what we do know is that this happened.
So if you listen very closely, you can almost hear Justin saying, "What up, in that." And apparently right before that camera started rolling, Orlando threw the first punch. He missed Justin. Nobody was injured in this incident. But you can definitely see there's some physical tension there.
Definitely. And I do want to point out that, Justin Bieber does get a lot of flack. He's gotten so much negative attention in the media. And I do think it's important to point out that he did not throw the first punch in this situation. No idea what words were shared or what really incited this whole fight on the site at Cipriani, but he didn't throw the first punch and he missed the punch. So, hey, at least those boxing lessons are paying
Well,
off.
he did actually punch back, but not in the way that you think. He took to his Instagram page shortly after this whole incident and posted this photo of Miranda Kerr.
Oh, snap.
Oh my gosh, and then took it down a few minutes later. The only caption on that photo, by the way, was Justin's signature little crown emoji. So, I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this one. I feel like no one will ever know what happened, but definitely not looking good for Bieber's street cred yet again.
I'd be happy to go to Ibiza and get to the bottom of this situation.
Let's do it.
Throwing it out there.
So on today's Out and About, we're doing what's out and about on the internet because there is a lot to talk about. First of all, a bunch of music videos. First up is Lucy Hale. Her brand new music video for Lie a Little Better is out right now, and it's really adorable. Take a look at this.
The truth is I'm falling to pieces anytime that you're around. Trouble is the truth keeps slipping out. Whoa, can't seem to hide what I'm feeling. Can't believe what I'm saying out loud.
Jocelyn, thoughts?
Okay, I love Lucy Hale. You guys know we sat down and chatted with her before the album came out. We talked a lot about this song specifically, who inspired it. She basically told me that it's someone involved with Pretty Little Liars, but not who you would expect. It is a sassy song, and she shot the video, fun fact, at the Opry, which
beautiful.
in the country world is like the top of the top of the top. And it's kind of like a behind the scenes look at her day, getting ready for her big performance. And it's a fun little sassy song. Lie a little better.
Yeah, I
Learn
wonder
how
if
to lie
that's
a
Pretty
little
Little
better.
Liars inspired.
It is, actually.
Cool.
So, fun
yeah, I
fact.
loved this music video. And another music video that came out yesterday is Hilary Duff's new music video for Chasing the Sun. And you guys take a look at that one.
I'm chasing the sun. I'm chasing the sun. I'm chasing the sun. Won't miss out on the fun. Gotta get it while our hearts are young. I'm chasing the sun.
So this is like supposed to be her big comeback single. Were you as impressed as you thought you would be?
Well, I'm just excited she's back, and I do want to point out that Girlfriend has a rockin' body. I don't know what she's doing, but I'm into it.
Keep doing it.
And you know, it's a fun song. It's a summer song. Something funny that I realized is that Chasing the Sun is the exact same title of another song that I love from The Wanted. So I almost wish she would have picked a different title, but I don't know if that's even
It
possible.
almost sounded like Paris Hilton's first single.
Kind of.
Meets like Sheryl Crow. I don't know. It was,
I can feel that.
I wasn't quite sure. This song itself has its own flair. I don't know if I know what her sound is going to be like on her next album. That was something I was really hoping I'd get to see. But I don't know, my verdict's still out on what Hilary Duff is doing music-wise, but my verdict is not out on Nick Jonas.
I know, you were going there, girl.
His video came out today for his first song off of his new album called Chains, and it is so yummy. Take a look.
You got me in chains. You got me in chains for your love, but I wouldn't change. No, I wouldn't change this love. You got me in chains. You got me in chains for your love, but I wouldn't change. No, I wouldn't change this love.
Very steamy,
Excuse me.
very different side of Nick than we've seen in the past. It almost felt like post-apocalyptic, like Hunger Games inspired.
I don't know what it was, but
liked
arms,
it.
arms. I was into it. Great music also. It's very different because a lot of people who've been following the Jonas Brothers for a long time know that Nick sort of really is the one who puts all the pieces together for them as a group. So it's
Super
cool to see him
talented.
go out on his own. I also want to point out that the hot lady in the video is Dylan Penn. She is the daughter of a very famously talented couple,
big deal.
Sean Penn and Robin Wright.
Yeah.
And fun fact, she was rumored to be dating Robert Pattinson for quite a while. So she's the up-and-comer in the acting world to keep an eye on.
She was gorgeous. The thing that I liked about this song is Nick came out and talked about it a little bit, about his musical transition from being with the boys to his own career. He said, quote, I really wanted to push myself, work with some people that would help me grow. So he really is embracing this change, and he said he's going to be doing some collaborations. One that we saw coming, if you guys remember this photo that Demi Lovato teased on her Twitter page with two thumbs, and we weren't sure who the mystery thumb person was, but it was Nick Jonas. She will be collaborating on a song on his new album. Also, a really good friend of mine, and she's an amazing singer, her name's Daniela Mason. She's going to be singing on his album too.
Oh, no
and
way,
they all
that's so
have
cool.
Really awesome styled music, like something you've never really heard before. So I'm really excited to see how Nick will kind of pioneer that genre of music.
I think he is very innovative, and you know, truth be told, he is an old soul, but he's still very young. So I'm looking forward to seeing where his career goes. 'Cause I think he's talented acting and singing, songwriting. I mean, the list goes on and on.
I second that. Now we have a story about Iggy Azalea coming that you do not want to miss, but first we have to celebrate because it's Weird Wednesday
Weird
time.
Wednesday.
Weird. So inspiring our Weird Wednesday today is our trip, our recent trip to San Diego Comic-Con. Jocelyn was there, Misty was there. Misty and I took some time away from working to have a little fun inside the con. Take a look.
Aristide's coming to you from San Diego. What better place to do Weird Wednesday, am I right, than Comic-Con?
You are so very right. So what we're gonna do now is go see if we can hunt down some of the weirdest stuff in the con. Let's do it!
Okay, so there were some interesting characters, but they had so much fun with us.
They did have a lot of fun. I love how people at Comic-Con get all this flack, like, they're so nerdy and weird. You guys, I don't know if you know, but the Clevver crew are literally the weirdest people you will ever meet. One of the weirdest things I saw, witnessed, experienced was the wiener counter that we had with the Teen Wolf cast. If you haven't checked that out, I highly suggest it.
What does that consist of?
Wiener counting. How many times one person can say the word wiener in an interview. It's impressive.
Very weird. Very weird, Jocelyn. I'm gonna go watch that video right after we're done with this now.
Please.
Just like we promised, we have some very interesting Iggy Azalea news today. Miss Iggy, we know, is an amazing rapper and a lyricist, like no denying that, but apparently she's also a pretty daggone good actress, so good in fact that Vin Diesel decided to cast her in the upcoming Fast and Furious 7 movie.
We casted her in Fast and Furious 7. She has a cameo in Fast and Furious 7.
Oh, great.
So I'm gonna be loyal to Iggy.
So Vin Diesel was promoting his Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which opens this weekend, and you definitely need to see it from the Marvel fan.
I'm dying to see it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. You have to see it. It's so good. So he was promoting that film, and he kind of spilled the beans and said that Iggy Azalea is making a cameo. We don't know how big or how small it is. A part of me thinks it's probably small, but a really good start and pretty early in her career to be making that transition from music to acting so quickly.
But I think it makes sense. Rita Ora was in the last film, so they're kind of infusing these up-and-comers in the music world, and I think there's so much crossover in the entertainment world between movies and music and the sort of things that people really enjoy and like. So I think this makes sense for the Fast and Furious franchise to have Iggy in the movie.
I agree with you. I do think that Vin Diesel is the kind of person, I've interviewed him several times, who likes to...
You guys are like best friends,
oh my gosh.
basically.
He is, yeah, kind of.
He loves you.
He does. But anyway, he's the kind of guy who wants to be around people who are cool and they're easy to work with. So it probably says something about how awesome Iggy Azalea is when she's not performing. Like, she's probably a really chill and awesome girl.
I would agree.
All right, it's time to wrap this show up. But before you go, Jocelyn, what do you want to know?
Well, I want to know, there's so many music videos dropped this week. We've got Hilary Duff, we've got Nick Jonas, we've got Lucy Hale. There could be room in your heart for all of them, but if you had to pick, which one do you love the most?
Oh, I think Nick Jonas is going to take the cake for me on this one.
Arms.
Hashtag arms. Let us know that in the comments, my friends. And it's Wednesday. You're halfway through your week. And don't forget to tune back in to DHR tomorrow. Misty Kima will be back. But thanks so much, Jocelyn, for hanging out.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for hanging with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Friends, thanks for hanging with us on today's DHR. Don't forget to go ahead and click in that video box right there to catch yesterday's show. And of course, please do not leave without subscribing.